All right. Hey, it looks like we're live. So let me check in on my signal here real quick to make sure that I'm coming through okay. Yeah, internet's a little choppy right now for me. If you're new to the channel, skip ahead you can skip ahead a minute, and we'll get to. If you're new to the channel, there we go. Yeah, the volume sounds really good there. Yeah, you can skip ahead a minute, and we'll get to actually starting in on the artwork. I'm just doing some quick social media post updates here with you guys instead of having a loading screen. It's just me yammering at you. So, hey, what's going on, folks? My name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them, and I publish them online. And we're creating an adventure right now. You can see here on the cover, the book cover is called Crystals of Mabar. It's in the Eberron, in the world of Eberron, which is a D&D IP. We're using the 5e24 rules, creating an adventure, fighting necromancers, undead, and demons in the Carnwood of Karnath, which is on the continent of Corvair. If you know, you know. So cheers to that. If you think this stuff is cool today, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications of when we are live in the future. And here's a bunch of books I've created on the DMsGuild already. They all have free previews and a bunch of my artwork in them. So if you want to check them out, thank you. I appreciate you taking a look. Let's see. Book cover. Let's get this out of the way. We are finishing up the art for this Wraith, and then we're going to start in on a new piece. So here's our Wraith. Here's some particulates. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not really happy with how this arm is in general, so I'm just gonna cut it off. And let's get into our smudge brush here as an eraser, or as a tool here. Now we're going to add this back in, but I think we can afford to. Let's try messing around with this with perspective a little bit. I bet that's going to create the result that I actually want. Just going to smudge that in to the rest of the frame. Actually feels pretty good. I like that. Let's go to, yeah, I like that. Merge down, and now we can just mess around with the lighting inside here a little bit more. Just some finishing touches. Now, this is a Wraith, and when Wraiths kill things, those things turn into specters. Specters are also incorporeal, smoky, spooky, ghosty type creatures, and I don't know, maybe we'll just do the Spectre next. We still have to do the Spectre, so I'm kind of thinking let's do that just to look at some contrast. Maybe not. I don't know. Well, the Shambling Mound's kind of been grabbing my attention. It looks way too derpy and cozy friendly for it to, I think, remain as it is. I need to increase the menace of it. So we'll probably work on the Shambling Mound next. I think that makes sense. It's on the same page as the Spectre, so we'll probably finish the Shambling Mound and then do the Spectre. Just because the Spectre is going to be really similar to what this is. And I like to switch things up as much as I can, as often as I can, to keep things interesting here, because we're always working on something new and different. And if I sit on something for too long, I think it fatigues interest. Like that. I'm gonna push this up into here. Yeah, the volume's a little high. Let's edge that down a little bit. Sculpt that into shape. There we go. So I've got some videos I think I'm going to actually make and publish. I don't know how scripted they're going to be, but two things that I definitely want to make videos for is color blindness in artwork, like what my process is, how I resolve color even though I don't see it. That'll be a technical video, like, you know, art. And the other one that I want to do is talking about the four tiers of play in D&D, the so-called 4 tiers of play in D&D. I think that's a misnomer. I think there's actually 5 tiers, and I think they're as intuitive as you think they are of breaking along the proficiency point gains as you proceed through levels. So I want to just have a little video about that, just pointing it out, as well as how to structure a 20 level campaign, like what you can do to build through it. I've talked about that a lot of times here, just off the cuff while we live stream, because a lot of times the ideas that I'm thinking about that I'm going to publish or build videos for or whatever are things that we talk about here during live stream that then solidify into taking actual action. And I think I can just leave this like that. Just blend this in a little bit more. Last night, our stream, I decided to not do Spelljammer. I decided to work on the Martial Powers mana system for martial characters. And that was a lot of fun. We played with the Paladin and revised the Oathbreaker according to the... what's the word I'm looking for? The new Unearthed Arcana playtest rules that came out. We rebuilt the Oathbreaker to comply with those. I really like where 5e24 is at right now, and just in general, I think it's a lot of fun. I've had a chance to use it in a shorter little sortie from level 5 to 8, and then we just finished a mega dungeon using 5e24 rules from level 3 to 3 through 9, and then we ended the playtest. We're gonna start up another playtest here, probably. I don't know. It looks like it wouldn't start until mid-December. But then the holidays and stuff are probably going to wreck people's schedules. So I think what I'm going to try to do is build out a roster for new playtesting to see who we can get to commit to be a stable team from, like, say, December through February or maybe March. I suspect this is going to conclude. Here, is that good? It's not bad. Let's look at potentially painting over, like sticking to that darkness. I'm just doing a paint over layer here. Just to dampen the color. And then we'll do that for here as well. I think this is the right decision. There. Let's darken that up a little bit more. And then when I bond this this darkening layer, I think I'm going to bend this guy's fingers more into a fist. And then all we'll have to do is the eyes, and this will be done. We'll move on to the next piece. So we have like maybe 5 or 6. If everything goes according to plan, we have like maybe 5 or 6 more minutes that we'll spend on this one before moving on to the next piece. So there's that. There. I think I can curl that finger in. Let's drop the opacity on this darkness a little bit. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's merge this down. And then we can crook these fingers. I'm going to grab that color there. Hey, timely timer. I've got like maybe an hour left of this session today. Yeah, I got about an hour left today. Did my music stop? Curse you, music. There. How you doing today, guys? Gurgen and Burger Burr. Thanks a lot for anyone that's swinging by and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. It's art is a lonely endeavor, so I like to stream like this, so I have people to talk at, and it also holds me accountable to make sure that the projects that I'm working on, I'm demonstrating progress each day. So Monday through Friday, I jump online and I do some artwork before I go into my day job. And we'll slowly, here for those that don't know, here's the format that we're using, the 16:9 PDF format, so that if you're on your device, it fills your screen, and then each column is also 16:9, so you can either look at the full page horizontally or each individual column vertically. And it's a 12-point font, so it's really large. It's great see how easily the stat blocks in 5e24 fit inside this 5.5-inch wide, 9-inch tall text space. It's actually a small miracle how easily the majority of creatures in D&D can fit into one column like this. This is a really great format to use. I'm sorely tempted to use the same format for my upcoming books. Like for this adventure, it makes sense because like you want a control panel sort of affair in an adventure where looking at the page gives you the information that you need for the page. I'm a pretty big proponent of that. I do have hyperlinks that bounce you back to a monster manual to look at stats like this for the creatures, but we hyperlink all that stuff, and then we provide hyperlink routing to get back to individual rooms and particular areas and dungeons without much difficulty, which we were talking about yesterday. But I'll demonstrate the hyperlinking, like how I create the hyperlink mesh that overlays maps when we build PDFs, so that when it's done, you'll be able to just click on. If you're looking at like the world map, you just click on an area and it'll take you to the page that has that. It's just hyperlink navigation inside of the document, but tying it to the map is a lot of fun, and I really like that we can do that. Words, Kearney. I think we'll go with this. This needs to curve down. Let's just grab all of this and let's give it a skew like that. I bet that's gonna help. Yes, it does. And then we'll crook that there. It doesn't have to be fantastic. I just want to make sure that it sits pretty. That sits fairly pretty. Fickle thumb. I want to bring that down. There we go. I'm a thick thumb guy, so I'm into thick thumbs. That feels pretty good. I'm happy with that. Let's go to our particulates here. I'm going to pick up this green background, and we're just going to drop that in. And then we'll be able to call this one done. Nice. Copy, paste, and then we're going to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, just to create a little bit of shine in there. Nice. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I think that's good. Okay, we're going to call the Wraith done. And we have our white over here. Wraith. We don't have our Vulpina Creeper yet, and we have to shift this column over to the left here in front of white because it used to be a yellow Creeper, but we changed it into a green Vulpina Creeper, which is a poisonous plant that we were talking about yesterday if you want to check out yesterday's stream. Episode 592 on the playlist, the Eberron playlist. But, okay, great. So these are good for now. I think I'm going to go ahead and drop this out of the way, and I think we can either work on the. We're talking about the Shambling Bound and the Spectre. I'm going to go to my to-do list, and we can scratch the Wraith off of our list. I'm working on a gate seal destruction image. I'm working on that on my off time by myself. The door color and diagram should be finished this weekend as well. Next week we'll be working on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 more monster token illustrations to do. We have small little corner bits like this little snib here. What is this, page 83? Yeah, we don't have listed as necessary here, but like little gaps, like a little bit bigger than this. Like maybe if this was one line larger, like if it was, like if the space was like this big, I'd want to consider, like it'll look empty. It'll look like a bare spot. Are there any around here? 65 to 80. No, we don't really have any bare spots in the monster manual because it's pretty ripe. But little spots like this that make the corner look bare. I'm thinking about adding in little texture or like little vignette, silhouette, sketchy type things, like really low resolution, low effort, like iconic, like icons or like symbols or something. I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I want to fill like these little corner nibs with some sort of interesting something. I don't know what those are going to be yet. So I suspect the gate seal destruction and door color and diagram should be completed this weekend off screen. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back next week working on. I've still got an hour to go today, but I'm just planning out my week. I suspect I'll get 2 of these done next week, and I'll get probably 2 of these done the following week, and then that'll take us into the first week of December. I should have all the monster tokens done. We'll get these done this weekend off screen. I'll make all the fixes to text and extract the different map key icons over the next 2 weeks. I should be able to extract all that stuff for myself. And then we'll be working on corner textures here on screen. And by the second week of December, I should be hyperlinking all the document and all the map pieces So that should come along really nicely. So I'm thinking this thing might be done before New Year. That seems to be where we're at. So let's go ahead and work on Shambling Mound. So here's the Shambling Mound that we had created previously. It's way too cozy core, I think. Why are you not moving around? Right, here we go. So it fits in this space right, and it's got interesting detail. I like it in general. It's too pet, you know, like it's petly. I'm going to duplicate this group. I'm going to merge it down. I'm going to take the reference here and drop it down to here just for reference. I think what I want to do initially is let's add in some fade here. Actually, I'm going to take all of this here. I'm going to cut that and paste it, and I'm going to pull it up. This might not be as bad as I thought. Maybe I just needed to stump him a little bit. Merge down. I think I can do a little bit better. Let's flip horizontal, and I'm going to replace this. I'm just going to cut it off for now. No, maybe we can do this instead. Hold on. That works regardless. That works better than I intended. Yeah. So then I can just modify this back here into a separate tentacle. Let's do that. Let's go here, and then be like this. And I think I need to get rid of these branches. Those don't make sense for the context. It's in a swampy underdark. So branches don't really make sense for this. So I need to swap that out. Which is great. That gives us room for more of this. Yeah, I think this is going to work. Let's bring this forward a little bit. Mushroom colony on its head. I think we can do things here. Let's grab these and free transform. We can up the size a bit. Yes, I think this is gonna work. Okay, cool. Let's keep at it, Kearney. Nothing to celebrate yet, son. Got work to do. Gotta muscle through all of the pixeling. So get the pixeling, son. The doing artwork, it's a solo task. You know, even if you're on stage with somebody, you're still responsible for your own bits. You're coordinating with people like in theater and stuff, but it's still a performance. It's still a lot of the work is, you know, off screen, quote unquote. You only see the actual performance of it, all the rehearsals and shit to make it work right. There's camaraderie there. At least other people are suffering with you, but like sculpting and painting and composing, it's all solo. It's largely solo activity, And the larger the project, the longer time it takes to complete, the more isolated you are. So I really appreciate being able to stream and just basically yammer at you guys while I work on this stuff, because it's intimidating. Large projects could be. This is the largest project that I've ever done. It's effectively a 200. It's a 17 by 11 page, so it's effectively two pages worth of text and production per actual page, and it's 107 pages, which means that the project itself is actually about 214 pages. And that is twice as large as like the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration document that we built on DMsGuild that we published last year or earlier this year? Last year, I think. That was 104 pages, but 8.5 by 11. So it's literally half the size of this adventure. This is by far the largest endeavor I've ever embarked upon, and it's really, really pushed my my production abilities. Crucible, as it were, building my strength. Man, that feels pretty good. I like that. Yeah, I think this is gonna work out. I think I can pile up some more stuff around its base, build up the back a little bit more with some more shroomage. We'll be good. This will be a good piece. I'm liking how it's coming along already. So let's grab this here, and let's grab there we go. Hit save, and let's start working it. Leave these lines choppy because we're going to be blending in. Let's get a better blending tool. Let's go with our guitar pick and 60% strength. It feels good. We'll just curl this along inside here like that. This is how we made these other tentacles, so I know this works. I am looking forward to sinking my teeth into a hamburger today. I've been craving grilled beef. Last week my body was craving lots of salad. That was awesome. Caesars for everyone. This week my body is craving burger, cow flesh. I was a vegan for a number of years in my 30s, and just my body just didn't want meat for I'd say like from 24 to 32. God, that was like an 8-year stretch. I was either a vegetarian, a pescatarian, or a vegan, and it's just my body was just like, yeah, I don't want to eat meat. I'm like, okay. And then one day my body's like, let's eat meat. I'm like, okay. and I've been a metasaur for the past 18 years. No, how old am I? 12 years. No, 18. Jesus, I was right. Yeah, I was like 32. I'm 50. There you go. Saying I'm 50 out loud is funny. There we go. We'll add some of this in, a smaller brush. through. There we go. And then we'll just keep brushing this in here, and then we'll add shadow back in where we need. But getting this texture down right now is a really good idea. Or this, the flow of the branches, as it were. Timely timer, keeping track of time with us here. We got 40 minutes left for today. We'll probably finish up this mound. And then when we come back next week, we'll work on probably the Spectre and maybe the Ultraloth, Sturges. Got a few fun things we're going to work on. We'll see how productive I can be this week and knock stuff down. But we're getting really, really close to finishing this. And when we do, hey, what's going on? I don't know how to say your name. Looks Greek. But well met. Cheers. I do D&D art. So this is a monster manual that we're creating here for an Eberron adventure. This was our original assembly mound, but it looks too cozy. So I wanted to make it less of a dog and more of a mound. So we're rebuilding some stuff here with it. I think I like how this is sitting. So let's add one more layer on top of it, just some shadow. Just be mindful of the foreshortening and the curvature of this tentacle here. Shambling mounds are plant monsters, for those that don't know. They're in swamps and fetid forests. They're basically trash eaters. But they'll anything that they can grab, they will eat. So they're predatory plants. I'd say they're omnivorous. I think they just eat any trash that's on the ground, and then eat anything that they can catch that comes by as well. Hey, what's up? Good on, sir. Hey, Dano. Nice to meet you. Well met. Yeah, I do artwork like this Monday through. I'm in Seattle, so it's like 7 o'clock in the morning right now. I have a day job, but I do this as a side hustle / addiction, and so to guarantee that I get artwork done if I don't do artwork in the morning and I wait until after my job, if my job's exhausted me emotionally, I won't have the strength to do artwork. So I want to guarantee that I get something done every day. So I stream in the morning before I go into my day job, and so I can guarantee I keep moving the ball forward. But we do game design on Mondays and Thursday nights and Saturday mornings. The books that I publish, we design and build the books, and then we illustrate the books, and then we publish the books, and then we move on to the next books. So it's a cascading process. Hold on, I see your text. Let me catch up with you here in a second. Merge down. What's up? I'm pretty good. This is my tempo. This is what we do. So this is I've been working on this. I've been working on this adventure alongside other D&D supplements, but this one we actually started. We devised this adventure. Me, Andy Healy, and Stuart Braz is my editor. We came up with this adventure about 4 years ago, and then I play tested it for about 8 months. It took about a year to write, and 2 years for all of the maps, tokens, page illustrations, and assets that go along with the adventure. That took about 2 years for me to build. And now we started the project, I think, in November 2020. November 2020. That's 5 years actually. But I took a year off in 2024 to create the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration supplement that I published on DMsGuild. So we've been working on it for 4 years over the course of 5 years, which is really freaking ridiculous. It is. It's 60,000 words. It's the 16:9 format, so it's twice the size of a normal piece of paper. So it's about 200 normal pages of content. and anyone that picks it up gets all the assets in a zip file that can be printed out using legal size pages, the 17 by 11 pages. This fits on those. And just cleaning this up a little bit, making some little thorns sticking out here. Anywhere I see these little jags, they can grow into these little torn nibs. This is why I like leaving these things rough sometimes like this in the initial process, because it helps create the texture spots. I don't know English very well, and I don't understand what you're saying. Cheers. If you listen to this through a translator, cheers to that, man. Yes. I will just ramble about stuff, and if you get a translator, then just let it play, and then you can put your translator up to it on your phone and listen to what I'm saying, and I'm happy to provide advice. But right on. Well met, sir. So I was right about the Greek alphabet. It's fantastic. There, that feels pretty good. And then we have this here that also feels good. But I want to conceal these two things because I want to work on the back over here right now. And I think I can do this like this. I'm gonna first layer this in here with get some darkness going on here. So I can drop this in here, but then we can push it to the background behind the mass of the mound. So we can do things like this. See, then we can drop it behind it. It'll help change its profile. There's all sorts of unique plants and like soil and different types of hazards and stuff that are created in this adventure that are unique. And so these mushrooms are grow in the manifest zone where this adventure takes place. And you can use medicine, poisoner kits, or alchemy kit to boil this stuff down to make a paste that you can rub on your eye, and if you do, you get night vision for like an hour, or dark vision. Thank you. Oh God, I love that. Okay, let's keep doing this. Just doing that kind of thing. Just say okay if that's possible. If you don't mind, can I come up with some abilities for your monster? I love doing that kind of thing. Oh, got it. I'm building. Not really. No. I'm working on a specific set of monsters, and I have a list of all the assets that I need to finish. So I like the idea of being provided a list of different types of abilities and stuff, and then building those into a unique monster that uses those abilities. I think there's a lot of fun and potential for that, but I can't do it right now. That could be something I could do on an open commission day. Once we actually finish this adventure, I'm going to have a couple weeks between the next tasks. I'm going to do a palette cleanser, which will allow me to do some commissions, some landscape Bob Ross artwork, and just whatever. So if you stick around and you catch me once this adventure finishes, I would be open to creating monsters with you online. That I think it has a lot of potential and fun, and I would not mind doing that, but not right now. If you just wanted me to brainstorm with you ideas about monsters that use different abilities, I can, yeah, okay, I can do that. But if it's art related, I have to stay on course with the art regimen that we currently have assigned to make sure we get this thing done. There. The shambling mound, it shocks people with lightning and then it swallows you whole. So it's a horrible creature. I love that though. That's hilarious. Let's see, that goes like that and that goes like that, and let's bring this in here. Boop. Patch across here to cover up that branch that we cut off. Just smudging this into the terrain. There we go. Still like, no, wait, something went wrong. Where's my layers at? Got that. Huh, okay, well that's crazy. Let's just do what we do. Merge this down. There. Bring this here. There we go. Like that. Where am I at? There's that. Thank you. There's that. Right. Okay, I've got things sorted out now. Layers, I have layer issues. Push that in. I'm just pushing this down to the shadow here. Yeah, being swallowed by a shambling mound is probably its biggest risk. It's huge, so it can swallow one or two people at a time, and it'll eat you. It dissolves you in its tummy, and its tentacles deal lightning damage, and if you hit it with lightning, it quickens the creature. So if you have a pair of shambling mounds, they can lash each other with lightning damage from their own tentacles to create a feedback loop to power each other up. So shambling mounds are pretty cool. If you have them work as teams, they become pretty damn dangerous. I'm gonna grab some of this. This fungus is it's called Vulpina Lotharia. It creates a stinking cloud effect that poisons your if you step into areas with it or occupy space with this stuff. It forces you to make a Constitution saving throw, and if you fail, you get sick, and you can't take it. All you can do is move. You can't take any actions that turn. So if you step within range of this goop, it shuts down your action economy and prevents you from helping your team, and all you can really do is run away from it until you get clear of it. So it's a hazard that we have in the swamp where this dungeon takes place. It's a necrotic swamp in a forest that's been dissolved by the necrotic energies, and now it grows all this exotic, unnatural plant life. that give rise to creatures like this. And your team is wading into this place, trying to figure out how to shut it down and disable the magics of it. I'm going to do that. And then we're going to create some more of this like this. I'm just using a round brush, just pushing pixels around with this. Here, I'll show you. Here's a dot, and here's the pick that I'm using. It's in the shape of a guitar pick, but it's really good. It's got a hard front edge here that pushes, but it's got a soft back end here that displaces. So it's a really fun tool to use. So just a round brush and guitar pick smudge brush, and often will do everything that I need to do in a piece. I've got a ton of specialized brushes that are actually available for people through Christmas for free. If you want to just jump into my Patreon link down below, you can grab these brushes that I'm using if you want. And then you can hang out with me here on stream and see how I use them and potentially implement them for yourselves as well if you're an artist that's into that type of stuff. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Defected, it's good to see you, my guy. Yeah, it's a swamp monster. Denil. Hey, Defected, it's good to see you, my guy. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Cheers, D. Congrats on the Huion, man. That's a sweet piece of machinery. I can't use I can't use in-screen tablets. Like I can't do draw-on tablets because I'm too blind. So if I did, I'd have to press my face. Like this is my reading distance, and so it's really hard to get a pin in there. Like when I'm using a sketchbook, I'm like this with it. This is a 32-inch monitor that I'm using, and I've just got a little Wacom, like a little 6x9 Wacom tablet. So I've got my computer screen here, and then underneath my screen is my keyboard, and then in front of the keyboard is my Wacom tablet. So the whole assembly goes out the back like this down my desk. And then I've got a mount. And I have my camera is here. So when I'm sitting here, you can see me here through the camera here. And this little table thing here, it's underneath my camera. And then I have my phone propped up here for my timer. So this is my setup. And then I have, so I keep my mouse off. When I'm actually doing work and stuff, I'll put a towel. I have a towel like this that I put over the Wacom, and then use my mouse over that so that I'm not scratching up the surface of my Wacom tablet. But I just leave this assembly like this, and then I just flip it over and have the blanket on top of the Wacom to like protect it from spills and stuff when I'm not actively painting. And then I have a coffee mug. I have my speakers here and here for sound, and then I have a coffee mug that stand here that has a heating, and then my power box is down here, and then the router is here, and then I have over here I have my work computer that then streams up over to here, my laptop from when I work at home. But that's my arrangement. That's my rig. Don't know what the Russian's going on there, buddy. I can't read it. Fair enough. Well, you know, I don't know how to interact with you properly. All I can really do is just keep yammering like I do, since I don't really, speak Russian. But hey, I'm happy to yammer with you. Just going to blend that down a little bit. And I'm going to duplicate and then filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. Boop. Timely timer. Let's grab this and just do a little bit more overlay. Here we go. That feels pretty good. And then we add in our tentacle here and add another tentacle here. So far, so good. I'm going to merge these together, and now I'm going to carve it up a little bit. I'm using a layer mask to turn the pixels that I paint over turn invisible, and I can smudge that invisibility around to create these little rifts and effects. I'm a big fan of using masking layers like this to manipulate stuff. It's a lot of fun. There we go. Just working this into the canvas. Since it turns invisible, it'll just show whatever's underneath it, right? Since it's in a separate layer. So I can have this stuff blend into by smudging and pushing it around. I can have that stuff blend into the frame overall. Who is this guy? Hey, Fox. This is our shambling mound. This shows up there is a prepared adventure, a prepared encounter where hold on, I want to fix that. I'm going to merge that down. Apply layer. There we go. The underground facility is partially flooded and has been turned into a swamp. So it's like an Underdark cavern swamp sort of affair. It's flooded, but it's full of all this unnatural vegetation that grows in the manifest zone. It's just basically just been overwhelmed and flooded. There's a breach in the walls, and it's just constantly raining. So all the rain falls in and floods the chambers, and then just filth and junk and stuff just start accumulating in there. So there's it's a fuck fest, man. There's a black pudding. There's a roper. There's a shambling mound, of course. There's an otiug. As well as drowned assassins and different type of undead that are crawling around underneath the water amongst these different creatures. So at the surface, up in the manifest zone, there's a lot of mob mechanics of fighting mass creatures that are basically forcing you to make saving throws and stuff. But once you get into the facility, it becomes a bunch of high CR monsters. The characters are level 7, level 8-ish. It's like being attacked by a roper and a shambling mound and three drowned assassins at the same time. That's a fuck fest. That is dangerous. But if you're running a one shot, basically using plane shift to drop your heroes literally into the swamp and have them wade through it, it's like the nexus, where the necromancers are 2 rooms away. But there's 5 encounters, 5 combat encounters you can wade through to get to those necromancers to shut them down. So if you're doing a run and gun one shot, just using the silver flame plot hook and just teleporting them directly into the underground swamp, shortcuts all the exploration and investigation stuff on the surface, and just immediately drops you down into the muck. And depending on how the DM wants to run the adventure, if it's part of a longer form, it can lead you into that swamp as opposed to a more social or exploration-based area. There we go. I like that. I think this is looking good. So I'm going to merge that there. I think what I want to do is I'm really liking these tentacles. I'm liking the mushroom top. I think it needs more muck about it. Like, I feel like I want to bulk this up. And make a more swampy effect. I love Shambling Mounds. They're fun. They're a lot of fun. There we go. What's up? Ah, don't speak the Russian. Go. By the way, I'm creating. Hey, congratulations! That's nice. It's not very cool, of course, but it's called D&D. I'm still refining the name, and D&D translates as Adventure Tabletop Battles. Oh, super fun! Right on, man. Good luck. Yeah, I like this seepiness going on here. There. I don't want to make it too broad. It's already getting a little. That feels better. It's clipping. Let's bring that in a smidge. There, that looks cool. I really, really like that. There, and I can bring this in a little bit. We just do some terrain coloring and stuff, and this thing will probably be pretty much done. Epidemic has some pretty cool music, man. I'm into this. What happens if we put this behind the mound? It's not bad. It can sit. I'm gonna do that for now, and then we'll work on the foreground in a separate layer to blend it in. I like this. Don't want any English yellow speakers. Just doing my part for the community to help our foreigner friend fit in. Right on, my guy. All throughout the like I want to say 2015 through 2020, I think. A good 7-year burst. I had some of my friends from college would play D&D with me on Roll20, and we'd occasionally have to recruit new people. And we picked up I can't fucking remember his name, but we had at one point a German, a Russian, somebody in Arizona, and England. We were playing in a Roll20 game. I love how the hobby is worldwide enough, and that the online tools allow us to connect with such a broad audience. It's really freaking cool. That was a fun campaign. That was in the Demon Wastes. The team was working with orc tribes fighting demons. Again, in the Eberron campaign setting, the Demon Wastes are north of the Shadow Reaches, and on the other side of the the Eldine Mountains. I think that's the name of the Eldine. It's on there's a mountain range west of Eldine Reaches that separates the Demon Wastes from the central Corvair. And well, that was fun. That's where the Rakshasa are at, and they were fighting a coven of night hags that had taken over, basically governing a community, a human settlement there in the Demon Wastes. So there was all sorts of weird curse magic going on, and orcish barbarian tribes running around. It was fun. It was a fun campaign. There's that feels good. Right, now we just want to add in another layer of just stuff. So I'm just going to grab some stuff. Maybe we'll dump Volpina across the front of his mound here. But for now, I just want to create little divil bits here that we're going to blend in and just create texture out of. I don't know what this is right now. I'm just adding texture, and we'll see what it manifests itself into. I thought I was going to finish this pretty quickly, but then we got this ground coverage idea, and it's adding production time. So I only have 10 minutes left this morning, and then we'll be back tomorrow morning. I don't know what we're going to work on tomorrow morning. We'll either work on the Spelljammer campaign, or I have a new system for magic weapons and armor for the martial power system that I want to walk through and show some examples for. So I might do that. I honestly won't know, but I'll be online by like around 9 o'clock, and I'll run for a couple hours or so, and whatever it is that we end up doing, I'm just gonna fuck around and build stuff. And anyone that wants to tag along is welcome to grab a cup of coffee and hang out with me in the morning. That'll be 9 o'clock Seattle Pacific time, which is noon East Coast. Oh, this is making sense. I kind of like this. I can put like little fungus patches and stuff inside here. So this should turn out well. So, there's that Russian again. I have to figure out what that says. I'm sure it's only good ideas. Oh man, I really like this texturing going on here. This is really, really fun. Yeah, add some crystals along the ground and stuff here for some extra grit. I really, really like how this is sitting. Yeah, the underground grotto where this takes place, it's about 4 foot deep water, and there's all sorts of undead that are like crawling around underneath the water that'll happily drag you down and suffocate you while you got these monsters that are trying to eat you. Super fun fuckfest. There, like that. That makes sense. Let's add this in. That you're saying in a very summarized fashion. Oh, thanks, man. Well, go you, Defected. Hardcore, dude. Oh, God, look at that. That looks so fun. Just absolutely loving this. really, really like this. But I don't know how much more of this I actually need to do. It's kind of resolving itself at this point. So maybe I'll pick at it for like a few minutes when we pick up. So what we have left on this page is we have the Shambling Mound. I need to create a Spectre, and then we have our Spectral Knight. It's kind of a passive pose, but I'm still into it. So. Yeah, no kidding, right? Cheers, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for doing the footwork. It's really kind of you. Blending, just doing some casual scratching here and scratching and smudging. We're just about out of time. We got like maybe 4 minutes left before I got to kick out of here for the day. But yeah, I'm really, 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 really happy with the mechanics that with the magic item creation options that we have for martial powers now. I think they look really, really good. They actually work pretty well with a lot of the magic items that already exist in the Dungeon Masters. Like we can reproduce the Flame Brand, we can reproduce like the Frost Brand, the Flame Sword, the Vicious property, and then we can create our own. So the next time that we do a Martial Powers development stream, we'll be resolving the new Drunken Master for the Monk, the Drunken Master of Intoxication, and then I'll show what it is that we're building there with the revised magic weapon and armor system for Martial Powers. Like all the utilities, like all the scrolls and staves and wondrous items, those are all still fine. It's the stacking the weapon properties from magic items with the mana expenditure that we get on that all of the martial characters and hybrids get access to. It's too much damage being punched out, so we had to find a way to honor getting magic items to characters, but not having. Like a Flame Brand gives you an extra 2 power dice every time you attack, and that coupled with actually expending mana, that it's too strong. So we had to create a solution for that, and we found it. So I'll be showing that off next time we do Martial Powers. I'm really, really happy with it, and it's a really simple system. So once you have access to this, like building monsters, building magic items, super fun stuff. Super, super fun. I like how this is looking. I think this is pretty good. So I think all I really need to do is I want to soften this down here a little bit. There's that, and I'm going to tuck this in a little bit. It's a little oblong. I could probably I bet this will help balance it out. Oh, yeah, that's what was missing. Okay, that feels a lot better. Do I want to have another one? Kind of. Damn it. I keep finding excuses to have more work. The pursuit of perfection, you know? That's my timer. I kind of like that, though. Cancel. I kind of like that. Yeah, that looks really cool. I love that. Okay, so we have that last tentacle to do. I'll probably put a little like some mushrooms and shit along the ground here. So I think what'll happen is we'll come back. That feels really well balanced. I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with this. This is coming along nicely. Okay, so we're gonna let this sit here for now, and when we come back on Monday to do more artwork, we'll. You thought about having some red, yellow, or light blue mushrooms? The only real mushrooms that we have in here are these emerald caps. So largely green. I think what you're suggesting is that we could have some color pops in here to add some variety to it. I'm gonna let that sit over the weekend, and maybe dropping in some yellow would be a good idea. That actually probably would be a good idea. So let me go ahead and contemplate that. I'm going to kick out of here for now. Monday we'll come back. We'll finish this up. That's a great suggestion, Fox. I appreciate it. And then we'll build the Spectre. Will be the next piece after this. On Saturday morning, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be back on noon New York time, 9 a.m. Seattle time, California time. And I don't know if we're going to work on martial powers or if we're going to build out Mecha and Kaiju for Spelljammer, but we got a lot of projects that we're working on, and we're picking at all of them. So anyone that's out there checking this stuff out, if you think it's cool, like and subscribe. I'm going to kick out of here for the day. Really appreciate you, Defected, helping out. Fox, thanks a lot for hanging out. And Danil, I appreciate you being around, man. Welcome to the mix. And I'll see everybody in the future when I get to. Cheers.